What I'm going to talk to you guys about today, really excited about this one, is how I hustled my way making $70 hustling books out of my car. Check this one out. I'm about to tell you how I made $70 hustling books out of my car. And I know $70 doesn't seem like a lot, but when I kind of tell you the story, it'll make more sense. So, kind of started out in the beginning for the longest time. Ever since I was in high school, I'd always wanted to write. I always wanted to make a book. I used to always write down things in a little notepad in a little book. I remember it was a purple marble book about how to, build relationships and stuff like that. But when I was young, I always wanted to publish a book. And you always hear about how these people make all this money with these books, and you hear about all those big publishing companies like Penguin and Elastic, and it's all those big companies. And you always wonder, like, how do I make money doing that? Well, I was in college again, and then the idea came to me again about how do I make books. And I actually came across this book called Laptop Millionaire. So I started reading it, and the thing that it talked about was getting into making ebooks. At the time, I wasn't really a big reader, so I'd heard about ebooks. I didn't really know too much about them, but I started looking it up, and I was like, you know what, this would seem like a cheap and effective way to get into writing. When it came down to it, I just never took the opportunity. It was one of those things that I was gonna do, just never got around to it. Other things started happening, so I never did. A couple of years later, about 5-6 years later, today, actually, I started getting to the point to where I really wanted to start a digital marketing agency. And in doing that, I wanted a way that would build credibility about what I know, and it would basically give my foot in the door when it came to meeting people, talking to people. So I wanted to say, hey, look, I write about this stuff, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. So what I ended up doing was going back, looking up more about, publishing. What are the cheapest ways I can go ahead and I can publish a book. So I actually found two options. So the first option I found was Kindle publishing, and it's run through Amazon, and it's basically an ebook that you can put online, and it goes across on Amazon. You can always look it up, and that was one of the routes I went. So took advantage of that. But I've always been the kind of person that's always interested in a physical, tangible book. So I was always thinking, okay, what are some other ways that I can actually get that accomplished? Well, I found out Amazon actually has another parent company for books. It's called CreateSpace. So what I ended up doing was looking up CreateSpace, and what CreateSpace does is it allows you to upload a manuscript, basically a copy of your book. It prints it on demand. Whenever somebody orders your book, the order goes in and they print it right then and there. So you don't have to worry about having so many copies to have, anything like that. So I decided to do that. So the thing about places like Amazon and CreateSpace is that in order for you to get your money, you need to have sold a number of books, or really you have to meet a payment threshold. And I started realizing that, I started kind of doing the numbers, and I realized that, I'd have to sell basically a lot of books in order for me to meet that threshold. So what I started thinking was, how can I still basically get my cake and eat it too? So what I decided to do was go ahead and order the books off CreateSpace, because they don't cost much. They only cost maybe about $3 to print per book. And so I would get a number of books. And in getting those books, I decided on, how much money could I charge them for, and then how much of that money could I put back into getting more books. So for a book that cost me $3 to print and get shipped to me, I charge $10. And so I would make $7 per book, basically. And when I had those books in my hand, see, I'll tell you, I've never been the type of person to really have inventory. How you have like Walmart and Best Buy and those places, they have to have items on the shelf. I never liked that. So I was really apprehensive in getting into that. So what I decided to do was get it off my hands as quickly as possible. The first book I actually wrote was Facebook for Network Marketers, and if you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the description down below. So I wrote the book, and then I thought, okay, obviously I wrote this book for network marketers, so I need to go out and I need to seek people in network marketing so that way I can share my book, share my knowledge with it, and do that. So what I did was I went online, I looked for different people, different offices, and when I did that, I would go talk to anybody I could in the office, let them know about the book, shared everything that was in the book, and from there they would ask me how much. And let me tell you, if you've never sold anything in person and gotten money, let me tell you, it's one of the best feelings you could ever feel. For someone to come, hand you money for your work. It's the greatest feeling. I mean, I wish I could really describe it to you. It's just, it feels great to know that, your effort paid for. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was nervous, because, everybody's always afraid of no. But what I knew was that what I had in my hands was gonna be not only beneficial, but you really needed to have. And I was worried about price. I was one of those people. But then when I realized that at the end of the day, the amount I'm charging for this book doesn't even compare to if you actually use the knowledge in this book about marketing on Facebook, money's gonna take care of itself if you implement what I teach in the book. So like I said, that's really how I went about making my money selling books. I'm still doing that, and I'm actually compiling 3 other books that I'm gonna make available sometime soon. So when I do that, I'll make sure I get that out there. So you guys, thank you for checking out the video. If you really like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this about making books, about anything digital marketing wise, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to see a video that hasn't been on there, if you want to know more, leave a comment down below, alright? I'll make sure I get to you. If not, I really want to make sure I make a video for you on that, okay? So, thank you guys.